KSAX TV. This is Eyewitness News at 10.
Good evening, and thanks for tuning in for your area's only local weekend update. I'm Drew Keogh. Otter Tail County authorities are investigating what appears to be an apparent murder-suicide. Authorities received a report from a concerned family member around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The family member was concerned that somebody in the family may have been a victim of a shooting. Upon their arrival at a home near Earhart, Otter Tail County authorities discovered a 35-year-old man and a 33-year-old woman dead at the scene. No further information has been released. Authorities are expected to release the names of the victims and more information about this case early next week. A Lakefield man is dead after a tractor fire on a southwestern Minnesota farm yesterday afternoon. Jackson County authorities report 79-year-old Harold Fisher was driving a tractor when the tractor caught fire and severely burned him. He was then transported to the Worthington Regional Hospital where he later died. Authorities report the fire happened at Darrell Fisher's farm in Lakefield. Well, the recent weather has hindered this year's farm harvest. Most farmers are having bumper crops this fall, but now they're having trouble getting them out of the ground. Recent rain and snow on top of this summer's heavy rainfalls have made the harvest very difficult. By the end of last summer, some spots in central Minnesota had seen precipitation as much as 10 inches above normal. There are also reports that recent frost has killed up to 15% of the regional sugar beet crop. Although sugar beet farmers are disappointed about losing some of their crop, they're also happy about the nearly 85% success rate of their harvest in these poor conditions. A train derailment in Wilmer last night caused some major traffic delays. No injuries were reported, but authorities were forced to shut down a 15-square-block area surrounding an intersection where two train cars had derailed. The accident occurred around 7:30 last night on the west end of town. One of the derailed cars contained sodium hydroxide. Authorities do report there was no leaking and no hazard to the people or the environment in that area. Again, no injuries were reported from that derailment, and traffic is flowing like normal once again. Well, the Food and Drug Administration has approved a new cholesterol-lowering prescription medication, the first in a new class of prescription drugs since statin was introduced 15 years ago. Most people understand the importance of dieting and exercising to maintain a healthy cholesterol level. But for some people, the combination of dieting, exercising, and even a prescription drug just isn't enough.
Drugs alone with diet and exercise may not be enough for certain people. And so it's important that we develop new drugs that work in different ways and that can add to those that we already have available to the physician and to the patient.
Zetia, a new prescription drug approved by the FDA, is giving people with high cholesterol levels a new option to live a healthier lifestyle.
We were very pleased in the studies of this new agent, Zetia. It's the first new class in 15 years that we've had an opportunity to work with. And one pill once a day was well tolerated and had very nice reductions in LDL cholesterol.
LDL is a name physicians use for a particle in the blood that damages your arteries. For more information, you can contact your physician. Well, I think our hopes of getting back to normal temperatures are over. But besides the temperatures, we're 2 for 2 in November with sunny skies and wonderful conditions. But will the temperatures ever go back on a rise? For more, let's check in with meteorologist Mike LaPointe in the Weather Center.
Thanks a lot, Drew. Pretty nice evening out there. A few clouds, but for the most part, mainly clear skies here across western and eastern Minnesota. We're at 30 degrees, 27 in the Brainerd area, down to 18 already up in Grand Marais. Twin Cities checks in right at 35 degrees. Here is the satellite picture to show you what's going on. Pretty quiet conditions, just a few high, thin clouds passing through the area. Heavier cloud cover, though, staying to the south of us down in Iowa, as well as Missouri and parts of Illinois. I don't think we'll be too much bothered by the clouds or the rain later on tonight because it's going to be dry. We're still under the influence of high pressure, and that means pretty quiet conditions. We're going to watch a cold front advance in from the north and west, and it shouldn't make any headway as we go toward later on tonight and tomorrow. So I think it won't pass through our region until maybe very late tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll see a few more clouds from it. It should be a dry day tomorrow with partly sunny skies out there. There's a little bit of snow in the forecast for the southern part of the Dakotas as well as northern Nebraska. No snow tonight, partly cloudy, 24 degrees for the low, a southwest wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow we'll see a high around 43 with a mixture of sun and clouds. And then as we look ahead, here comes the front late Sunday into Monday. Mainly just some clouds from it for the most part. 40 degrees for the high on Monday. Little rain, snow mixture on Election Day, 36. And then quiet and warmer by the mid and end of the week. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s. Back to you.
All right, thanks for the update, Mike. Well, if you missed last night's edition of Sports Beat, it was a blur with several area football teams trying to make it to state. feature game was two of the state's top 10 big schools. They were fighting it out for the Section 8 5A championship as the Alexandria Cardinals visited the conference champions, Brainerd Warriors. And the scoring began in this one in a hurry as Alexandria on their first possession of the game would score on this 75-yard run by Jason Erickson, who comes off the end and then up the sidelines to put the Cardinals up early in this one, 7-0. The Cards would continue to put the pressure on the undefeated Brainerd Warriors as they come right back, and with the good old quarterback keeper by Dan Einerson, the Cards would add the extra point and go up 21-0 at this point. It seemed the Cardinals were going to fly away easily with this section championship, as after this nice spin move, this fullback dive would turn into a touchdown for Alexandria's fullback Tom Steidel. And the Cards would go up 28-0, but the Warriors showed they had plenty of fight in them, coming back and making a game out of it. But Alexandria wins this one 31-28. Other area teams making it to state this year include Fergus Falls beating Detroit Lakes 27-12. Now their action across the area, Bowl defeated Redwood Valley 41-7, and Albany came out on fire in the second half of their game, winning that one 41-25. Other action across the state includes Roseau defeating Perham 46-37, and Holdingford losing to Norwood Young America. Otter Tail Central upends Canby 21-0. And Osaka Silver Streak keeps their streak alive, defeating KMS, winning that one 41-14, as Pillager defeats Parker's Prairie in a nail-biter 16-14. And Chicago Alberta Herman Norcross upends Hancock 39-12, as Verndale keeps their streak alive as they win over Iowa 42-14. We'd like to wish all those teams good luck, and we'd also like to congratulate the Staples Motley Cross Country boys team as they take home this year's state championship for the Class A. Congratulations to them. Well, one of the nation's top Division II women's college basketball teams made a visit to Alexandria today. The Southwest State Mustang women's basketball team is currently ranked number 10 in the polls, and this morning they shared some of their secrets with some Alexandria hoopsters.
It's good to come back to good programs and see good coaching, and the young kids, the things that they can do nowadays is just tremendous. They're always improving. Every year that we go out to a high school to do a clinic like this or to do a scrimmage, it's amazing to see some of those younger kids and what they're able to do. So it's fun for us to get back here and get in touch with those kids, and as well for them to be around our players that are now playing college basketball and something that they hope they can do later on in their life.
One of those who was an Alexandria star and is now with the Mustangs is senior Shelly Schoneck, who enjoyed the visit and knows what a clinic like today's means to the Alexandria basketball program.
I was that girl, you know, five years ago, and when people came back that were older and worked with us, I mean, that made you feel good to know that they wanted to come back and help you and do all that stuff with you. So I think that it's great.
To have Shelly and her team come up and work with our youth during the preseason here is really exciting, and it's fun to have Shelly come back home. She's a quality athlete, and she's really a fun person. It's pretty neat to see how she's grown up into such a great athlete, and she's an incredible young woman. So she's a great role model for our kids.
A couple of Shelly's achievements in her college career include Defensive Player of the Year and last year's conference tournament MVP. Both teams begin their seasons later this month. Well, I'll do it for this local update. Thanks for tuning in. KSTP returns after the break with sports. Have yourself a good evening.